Hey everyone, quick question. Are you ready to crack your next AWS interview or take your cloud skills to the next level? If it's a yes, well, you're in the right place. In this video, we are breaking down the must-know AWS interview questions and revealing the secrets behind each answer. Whether you're aiming for your dream job or sharpening your skills, let's make sure you are 100% prepared. Ready to dive in? Let's do this. Before we jump in, a quick shout out to our channel Edureka, where we bring you the best resources to ace your tech interviews and upskill with ease. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for the latest tech content from Edureka. Also visit the Edureka website for various training and certification courses. The link to the website is in the description box below. You might be thinking, why AWS? Well, did you know that AWS holds around 33% of the cloud market? That's why it's such a valuable skill to have. AWS or Amazon Web Services is a leading cloud platform that offers a wide range of services, from computing power and storage to databases and machine learning. It's trusted by businesses of all sizes to run their applications, store data, and scale operations. With AWS, you can build, deploy, and manage applications in the cloud, making it a go-to choice for companies looking to innovate and grow. Now let's start with questions that will test your knowledge and give you helpful insights to succeed. Let's dive in. Now let's start with the basic level questions. The first question is, what is AWS? AWS is nothing but Amazon Web Services is a cloud computing platform offering over 200 services, including infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. It provides scalable, cost-effective solutions, computing power, database storage, and content delivery services. It helps businesses scale and manage their operations efficiently and affordably. Moving on to the next question. What is EC2? Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud is a web service that enables users to create and run virtual machines in the cloud. It aims to simplify web-scale cloud computing for developers by providing secure, resizable compute capacity. This allows developers to easily run applications and scale them as needed. The next question is, what is S3? Amazon Simple Storage Service is a cloud-based, scalable, and secure object storage service that enables users to store and retrieve data from anywhere. It offers industry-leading scalability, data availability, security, and performance. With S3, you can easily manage and scale your storage needs, making it perfect for backups, archives, and handling large amounts of data efficiently. The next question is, what is a VPC? A virtual private cloud is a secure, isolated private cloud hosted with a public cloud. It allows customers to run code, store data, and host websites. VPC roles define which peer devices process, bridge protocol data units, and respond to address resolution protocol requests, allowing for seamless integration with public cloud providers. In simpler terms, a VPC provides a private network within the cloud, giving you control over your resources, network configuration, and security settings, while still benefiting from the scalability and flexibility of the public cloud. Here is the next question. Explain AWS Lambda. AWS Lambda is a serverless computing service that allows users to build applications without managing servers. It's ideal for applications that need to scale up rapidly and scale down to zero when not in demand. It allows users to execute code in response to events like data changes. In other words, Lambda automatically handles the infrastructure for you, so you can focus on writing code and responding to events without worrying about server management, making it cost-effective and flexible solution for modern applications. The next question we have is, what is autoscaling? Autoscaling is a cloud computing feature that automatically adjusts resource allocation based on a user demand, monitoring metrics like CPU usage and incoming traffic. It allows organizations to scale cloud services like server capacities or virtual machines up or down. In other words, autoscaling adjusts resources automatically to match your needs, ensuring efficient performance and cost savings. It helps handle changes in demand without manual intervention. Here is another question. What does ELB stands for? In other words, autoscaling adjusts resources automatically to match your needs, ensuring efficient performance and cost savings. It helps handle changes in demand without manual intervention. In simpler terms, ELB helps evenly distribute traffic to your servers, ensuring no single server gets overwhelmed. It automatically adjusts to handle traffic changes, keeping your applications running smoothly. Here is another question. Define CloudFront. Amazon CloudFront is a self-service, pay-per-use content delivery network service from AWS that securely transfers global content, including static and dynamic files, without long-term commitments or minimum fees, ensuring high performance and security. CloudFront speeds up the delivery of your website content to users worldwide and protects it with strong security measures, all while being cost-effective and easy to use. Moving on to the next question. What is RDS? Amazon Relational Database Service is a cost-effective web service that enables users to set up, operate, and scale relational databases in AWS Cloud. It enables efficient data storage, organization, and access for business purposes like modeling, reporting, and analysis. An easy way we can say, RDS makes it easy for you to manage your databases, handle your data efficiently, and focusing on using that data for your business without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. The other question we have here is, what is DynamoDB? Amazon DynamoDB is a serverless, key-value NoSQL database service optimized for high-performance applications. It delivers single-digit millisecond performance at any scale, improving relational database performance. Or in other words, DynamoDB allows you to quickly and easily manage your data, giving you fast access to information without the hassle of server management. So, you can focus on building great applications. Moving on to the next question. Explain Route 53. Amazon Route 53 is a DNS web service that connects user requests to internet applications on AWS or on-premises. It translates domain names into IP addresses, allowing computers to communicate and verify reachability, availability, and functionality. Route 53 helps you ensure that when someone types your website's address, it gets directed to the right place quickly and reliably, making sure your site is accessible and working properly. The other question we have here is, what are security groups? A security group in AWS acts as a virtual firewall for EC2 instances, controlling incoming and outgoing traffic. It filters traffic based on rules, allowing users to specify protocols, ports, and IP addresses. These security features are crucial in cloud computing to ensure the security of resources and maintain a secure network environment. In easy way, security groups help you protect your EC2 instances by controlling what traffic is allowed in and out, keeping your resources safe and your network secure. Here is another question. Difference between public and private subnets in AWS. The key differences between public and private subnets in AWS are: in public subnet, resources can access the internet directly. But in private subnet, resources cannot access the internet directly. The public subnet is connected to an internet gateway, but the private subnet has no direct route to any internet gateway. Lastly, public subnet used for public-facing applications like web servers, but the private subnet used for sensitive data and internal applications. Let's move on to the next question. What is IAM? AWS Identity and Access Management is a web service that enables users to control access to AWS resources and services securely. It is a cybersecurity discipline that deals with user access to digital resources and their usage. IAM systems prevent hackers and ensure users have the necessary permissions to perform their tasks, ensuring that only authorized users can access AWS resources. Or in other words, IAM helps you manage who can access your AWS resources and what they can do, keeping your data safe and ensuring that only right people have the right permissions. Let's move on to the next question. Define EBS in Amazon. Amazon Elastic Block Store is a scalable, high-performance storage service from AWS that is designed for Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud instances. It allows users to create storage volumes and attach them to EC2 instances, enabling them to create file systems, run databases, or use them in various ways. EBS is easy to use and scalable. Or in other words, EBS provides you with flexible and reliable storage that you can easily connect to your EC2 instances, helping you store and manage your data efficiently as your needs grow. The next question here we have is, what is SQS? Amazon Simple Queue Service is a managed message queuing service in AWS that enables users to send, store, and receive messages between software components. Introduced in 2004, it decouples and scales distributed software systems and components, supporting programmatic message sending through web service applications over the internet. Or, in other words, SQS helps you manage communication between different parts of your application by queuing messages, making it easier to handle data flow and scale your system effectively. Let's see the next question. What is CloudFormation? AWS CloudFormation is a service by AWS that enables developers and businesses to create and manage AWS and third-party resources in an orderly and predictable manner. It provides templates for defining and setting up cloud infrastructure, allowing users to define and deploy applications and services as code, even without technical knowledge. It simplifies management, scaling, and updating of cloud resources. The next question is, explain Cloud Trial. Cloud Trial is a service by AWS that tracks user activity and API usage, aiding in auditing, security monitoring, and operational troubleshooting. It records all modifications and API calls in an AWS account, enabling the identification of potential security issues and compliance requirements. In simpler terms, Cloud Trial helps you keep track of everything happening in your AWS account, making it easier to monitor security, troubleshoot problems, and ensure you're meeting compliance standards. Let's see the next question. What is the shared responsibility model? The shared responsibility model is a framework that outlines the responsibilities of a cloud service provider and a customer in securing cloud services and data. It suggests that two or more parties play a role in ensuring security of distinct elements within the public cloud environment. AWS is responsible for protecting the infrastructure running all services offered in AWS Cloud. The last question in the basic level is, what is the well-architected framework? The AWS well-architected framework is a set of best practices designed by AWS to help businesses build and operate efficient, secure, and reliable cloud-based systems. It guides how well your architecture aligns with cloud best practices, covering aspects such as operational excellence, security, reliability, performance efficiency, cost optimization, and sustainability. In simpler terms, this framework helps you design and maintain your cloud systems by providing guidelines to ensure they are effective, secure, and cost efficient, covering all the key areas of the successful cloud setup. Now let's start with the intermediate AWS interview questions. The first question we have here is, what are EC2 Spot instances? In AWS, EC2 Spot instances is a virtual server that lets you use extra cloud capacity at a big discount, up to 90% cheaper than regular prices. You can place a bid to use it, and as long as your bid is higher than the current price, you can keep running your server. The next question here we have is, what is Elastic Beanstalk? Elastic Beanstalk is a service that helps you easily deploy and manage web applications on AWS. It supports different programming languages like Go, Java, .NET, Node.js, PHP, Python, Ruby, and even Docker. Elastic Beanstalk automatically handles the setup, such as creating a runtime environment, managing servers, and scaling the application as needed. Moving on to the next question, what is a NAT gateway? A NAT gateway is a service in AWS that allows your private servers to connect to the internet. For example, if your servers need to download updates or access external web services, they can do so through the NAT gateway. The next question we have is, what is an Elastic IP? An Elastic IP is a static, public IP address provided by AWS that you can assign to your resources, such as an EC2 instance, unlike a regular IP address that might change when you stop or restart your instance. An Elastic IP remains the same, making it easier to manage your connections and ensure your server is always accessible at a consistent address. Here is another question. What are S3 lifecycle policies? S3 lifecycle policies are rules that you configure in AWS to automate the management of your data stored in S3. These policies allow you to automatically transition objects between different storage classes based on their age or delete them when they are no longer needed. For example, you can set a policy to move files that haven't been accessed in 30 days to a cheaper storage tier like S3 or to delete objects after 1 year. The next question we have is, what is RDS Multi-AZ? RDS Multi-AZ is a feature in AWS that enhances the availability and reliability of your relational database. When you enable Multi-AZ, AWS automatically replicates your database to a standby instance in a different availability zone with the same region. Let's move on to the next question. How does Lambda scale? AWS Lambda scales automatically based on the number of incoming requests. When your function is triggered, Lambda runs an instance of it. And as more requests comes in, Lambda creates additional instances to handle the load. This scaling happens in real time, without any need of manual configuration. Lambda can handle thousands of requests per second, and it scales up and down as needed, ensuring that your application remains responsive under varying loads without any extra infrastructure management. Now let's see the next question. What is a network ACL? A network ACL, that is access control list, is a layer of security that acts as a virtual firewall for controlling inbound and outbound traffic at a subnet level within your VPS. Each network ACL has a list of rules that either allow or deny traffic based on IP address, protocol, or port number. These rules are stateless, meaning both inbound and outbound rules must be explicitly defined. Network ACLs help you protect your AWS environment by filtering traffic before it reaches your instances, adding an additional layer of security. Here is another question. How do you secure S3 buckets? Securing S3 buckets involves several best practices. First, set proper permissions, that is, ensure that only authorized users and services can access the buckets by setting appropriate IAM roles and bucket policies. Then is use encryption. Enable server-side encryption to protect your data at rest, and consider using SSL, TLS for data in transit. Then is enable logging. Set up S3 logging to track access requests, which can help you monitor and audit bucket activity. Let's see the last question of the intermediate level. What are CloudWatch alarms? CloudWatch alarms are monitoring tools within AWS that helps you keep track of your resources by sending notifications when specific metrics exceed defined thresholds. For example, you can set up an alarm to notify you if CPU usage on an EC2 instance goes above 80% for a certain period, or if the available disk space drops below a certain level. These alarms can trigger automated actions like scaling your application, rebooting an instance, or simply sending an alert to your email or SMS. Now let's move on to the advanced level, where we will discuss the scenario-based questions. So here we have the first question. How would you design a highly available, fault-tolerant architecture for a web application that requires minimal downtime during maintenance and unexpected failures? The answer here is, to design a highly available and fault-tolerant architecture, use multi-AZ deployments. Deploy your application across a multi-availability zone to ensure high availability. For databases, use Amazon RDS with multi-AZ deployments to ensure automatic failover. Then, implement load balancing. Use an application load balancer to distribute traffic across multiple EC2 instances in different AZs. Then, auto-scaling. Set up auto-scaling groups to automatically adjust the number of instances based on demand and health checks. Next, health checks and monitoring. Use Amazon CloudWatch to monitor instance health and also set up alarms for automatic recovery actions. Lastly, we have blue or green deployments. Utilize AWS Core Deploy or Elastic Beanstalk's deployment policies for blue or green deployments to minimize downtime during updates. The next question is, your application requires low latency access to data stored in S3, but you have users distributed globally. How can you optimize the data access performance? The answer we have is, implement Amazon CloudFront as a content delivery network to cache and deliver S3 data from the edge locations closer to your users. Additionally, Use S3 transfer acceleration to speed up uploads and downloads. Moving on to the next question. Describe how you would secure data in Amazon S3, ensuring that access is controlled and data is encrypted at rest and in transit. To secure data in Amazon S3, firstly, enable encryption. Use server-side encryption with AWS Key Management Service to encrypt data at rest. For in-transit encryption, ensure SSL TLS is used when accessing S3. Next is implement bucket policies. Set up bucket policies and IAM roles to restrict access based on user or service requirements. Then, use access control lists. Configure ACLs to grant or deny access to specific users or groups. Here is another scenario-based question. You need to ensure that a critical application can automatically recover from regional outage and continue to serve users with minimal decryption. How would you architect this solution? The answer is, deploy the application across multiple AWS regions using Amazon Route 53 for DNS failover and AWS Global Accelerator for global traffic management. Implement cross-region replication for databases and use auto-scaling groups across regions. Here we have the last scenario-based question. How would you architect a scalable, fault-tolerant data processing pipeline using AWS services? To architect a scalable, fault-tolerant data processing pipeline, first point is data ingestion. Use Amazon Kinesis data streams or AWS Glue to inject and process data in real time. Next is data storage. Store raw data in Amazon S3 for durability and cost-effective storage. Then we have the data processing. Use AWS Lambda for serverless processing or Amazon EMR for large-scale data processing tasks. Then we have the data transformation. Utilize AWS Glue for ETL operations to prepare data for analysis. Next, data analytics. Use Amazon Redshift or Amazon Athena for data acquiring and analysis. Last we have is the fault tolerance. Implement retries and error handling in Lambda functions and use S3 versioning to recover from data corruption. In summary, preparing for an AWS interview requires a solid understanding of core AWS services, architecture best practices, and hands-on experience with cloud solutions. As focused on key topics like EC2, S3, Lambda, IAM, and VPC, as well as concepts like scalability, security, and cost optimization. Practice explaining your real-world experiences and stay updated on new AWS features. With clear, concise answers and confidence in your knowledge, you'll be well equipped to tackle any AWS-related interview questions. So, we have come to an end to this AWS interview questions and answers video. If you enjoyed it, please be kind enough to like it. And you can comment on any doubts and queries. We will reply to them as soon as possible. Do look up for more videos and playlists and subscribe to Edureka's YouTube channel to learn more. Thank you for watching and happy learning.